Today's talk. Today's talk about trusting my gut. Or are you trusting your gut? Priestess. Today's talk. What is today's talk going to be about? So I watched Zootopia 2 yesterday. I'm surprised. Like, really, really surprised. Like, I can't believe that the movie is the way it is. I didn't expect it to be better than the first one because it seemed to be pretty hard to do. Zootopia's specialty, he's a grown man talking about kids' movies. It's like, yeah, okay. Just for the record, before you get farther than that, I don't like that term, kids' movies, okay? You're talking to a guy that's actually been watching some stories that were quote-unquote kids' stories back in the day that thought they were actually quite dramatic and quite interesting. Because I believe that limitations actually make things better. Limitations make it so that you have to challenge limitations, and that gives you better stories because you have something to focus on other than just profit. I saw, for example, the 54 version of Animal Farm here not too recently, not too long ago. And I know for a fact all the controversy is about the new one because Andy Serkis, while he's a decent actor, good actor, he's a good actor, not decent actor, good actor. He doesn't have that much experience as a director just yet, and he's decided to take the helm on both this and Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, which is another whole thing entirely. Hunt for Gollum. Hunt for Gollum. Going to have a new Aragorn, so we're not going to have the old one, and we're going to have him being Gollum. Well, at least I can't worry about the age thing, so technically speaking, even though it's been 20 years, Gollum will still look like Gollum. But since we already know the point of Fellowship of the Ring and how it worked out, what is the point of this movie? I mean, I just don't understand why anybody's making the damn thing, okay? Because the idea is like, and I don't understand why everything we're doing lately is about going backward. Why is everything about going backward? We're going backward instead of forward. Actually, for you, it's forward instead of backward, whatever. But yeah, why do we just keep going? Why is it just a constant thing of just going back to redo shit we've already done or do things back there to... I don't understand. The only prequel I've ever seen, this is true, absolutely true. The only prequel I've ever seen, and I've seen over 2,000 movies, he's being an arrogant prick. No, he's not. Just saying the truth. Watch a lot of movies. It's my primary love in life. I saw the only prequel that I really, truly loved very dearly was Rogue One. Star Wars Rogue One was an amazing film. I really, really, really loved it. Because it added something to Star Wars that needed to be added, in my opinion, because once you've seen it, there's two things come to mind. First of all, it explained away the flaw in the Death Star, because anybody wanted to do it, I'm going to make it about Death Star. It's going to be this really big thing. It's going to blow the shit out of every planet there is. But I'm also going to make there's a vent just for venting, and it's going to be a straight line right to the core. You know, because reasons. I mean, I wasn't getting too picky about it before, but it is kind of silly. It's like, I'm going to make it just a hole that goes right to the center of the core. That way, if you shoot something down into it, it'll blow the fucking thing into a million pieces. But the thing about Rogue One is what makes it awesome is the idea that he would actually, the guy building it, would actually build a flaw in it on purpose. Because he's like, well, I'm a prisoner, I'm stuck here and all the rest of it. But if I make a flaw that's so inconspicuous, nobody's going to notice it, and I tell them that the flaw is there, maybe that'll help. Peace between battles. So, Rogue One was awesome. Not only did I know it, because you didn't know the fate of the characters. You didn't know who was going to live and who was going to die. They made the characters very rich. They made the plot very rich because they actually showed you the darker side of being in a rebellion, which was pretty sweet. They didn't have anybody using the Force, except for that one guy who believed he was using the Force, but there was no proof that he was actually using the Force. Forrest Whitaker's character actually gave it some color and some flavor. You got to see the city. I forget the name of the city that had the kyber crystals. But the thing that sticks with me the most, all that's important, but the thing that really sticks with me is the goddamn destruction of that city. Because when... I keep swearing, I need to stop. But when you see the Death Star take a shot at it, and this is just not a planet-killing shot, but just a bing, one-shot thing or whatever, the level of destruction that you see as everybody's trying to get away is insane. Like, the thing about Alderaan when you see it get destroyed in the New Hope is the fact that it's not accurate. I mean, it's they didn't want to make it too crazy because of the kids. I understand that, but the idea you're just going to shoot it and just boom, the planet's gone. I mean, that's by itself just the concept is scary, but the actual true what it would really look like to watch a planet be blown apart with the fire and the atmosphere burning and all the rest of it would be something out of freaking Dante's Inferno. It would be something out of your worst nightmares. So the fact you actually get to see it here in Rogue One, it's like when he takes a ping at the damn thing, it's like, Jesus Christ, like, and there it is. Like once you see that, it changes the perspective of what the Death Star really is, or at least it did for me. Because it's like the Death Star is goddamn terrifying. Here's this little ball of nightmares that just floats around the universe and can zap entire planets. But it's like just saying it's one thing. To actually see it, it's like talking about a nuclear blast before you actually look at one. You know? It's like when you actually look at a nuclear blast, you can just feel the evil. At least I can. You might roll some of your eyes, but Page of Pentacles for the plan, making a plan. I have no idea what I'm doing with these cards. Hopefully the cards will mean something to you while I'm sitting here talking. Mostly I'm just doing it to keep you entertained, since I know most people have a very low attention span these days. So, just this thing about the Lord of the Rings, I don't understand it. The Lord of the Rings, it just... Excuse me, said Aragorn. Have you seen Gollum? No? Okay. He's a little guy, looks kind of like a goblin. Bad teeth. Talks about his precious all the time. Have you seen him? It's just like this. And he's always going, I need my precious. Have you seen that guy? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for him. Have you seen him? No? Oh, okay. Never seen him go by or whatever? Okay. So just keep looking. Gollum! 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 And that's the fucking movie. He's just Aragorn just hunting around for Gollum. And he doesn't catch him anyway. Because according to Fellowship of the Ring, he ends up in their clutches anyway, and then the 7 or the 9 are actually sent to the Shire to look for... I'm just done. I just don't know. Anyway. And I don't know why. Why would you go back and see? Because there's no risk. Okay, Gollum can't be killed, because we need him in the movie. Aragorn can't be killed, because we need him in the movie. Anybody else you see in the movie, Ian McKellen comes back as Gandalf, he can't be killed. We already know what's going to happen to him. Elijah Wood comes back in the movie as fucking Frodo, great. I keep swearing, I need to stop. Frodo, great, except Frodo can't be killed. So you already know the fate of like all the characters in there. There's no suspense of disbelief because it's like you just don't, how are you supposed to get invested in this when you already know what's going to happen? It's like seeing the end of a story, the end of a movie before you actually watch the movie. I mean, yeah, in some aspect you can tie the two pieces together, especially if you've never seen it before, but for my money, especially as amazing as the Fellowship was, the Lord of the Rings trilogy was, there's no point to this movie. I don't even know why the hell it's made. I don't know what the point of it was. I must be saying something right, because the world is here. I don't understand the point of this movie. I don't understand it. And I don't understand the point of Animal Farm, because there's no way you're going to grasp the concept. The Animal Farm was a nightmare. It's just... It's posed as a Chuck Jones cartoon. I don't know if they made it for kids or not. What I read said it was from the CIA or whatever, but there's just no way you're going to reproduce that. Especially in modern times, you're going to turn it into a joke. I read one of the things about it was they're going to have they have to have this ridiculous theory that everybody has today where you have to constantly keep having characters in the movie that people can relate to. It's like, that's never been a problem with great stories. If you're a little kid, back in the day when you were watching Star Wars, there ain't no damn little kids in Star Wars. There's no little kids in Star Wars. I was a little kid when I watched fucking Star Wars. I can't stop swearing. I was a little kid when I watched Star Wars. There's no little kids in Star Wars. And yet, you can watch Star Wars and just be floored. It's just amazingly just blown away by what you're looking at. The story is what matters, not representation. It's like it doesn't make any difference whether there's any people in it that match your particular character set or your characteristics. It doesn't matter. So this idea you're going to have a little piglet in there, and the piglet's going to be this little person's... I mean, the pigs are supposed to be the ones ruling everything. They're basically Stalin. It's Russia. It's fucking communist Stalin, and it's Stalin. It's communist Russia, and it's like, what? How are you going to have a little kid in there? What's he supposed to be doing? She, I guess, she, on top of everything else. What is she supposed to be doing? Right, you little bastards! Oh, like what the fuck? You will work, or you will get no eggs. Good girl. Thanks, Dad. I don't know what the hell. George Orwell is spinning in his grave. They're going to actually use his stuff. Oh, happiness. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. They're actually going to use his words. Actually, probably not use the words and just modify over them. He shouldn't have called it 1984. He should have called it 2024. or 2026. Maybe that would have been more accurate considering what's going on. But anyway, all this stems off of this Zootopia 2 thing, and this is why I wanted to talk about it. It matters to me because of the following. The last time I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score, it was 92%, and the audience score was 96%, and I don't know what movie you guys watched. Like, it's starting to bother me here a little bit. Just saw Wicked for Good here not too long ago. 66% for Rotten Tomatoes, and then I don't remember, 92, I think, for the audience. And when I saw the rating for it, I was concerned because I was like, okay, so I'm going to see the rating for this movie, and it's like, oh shit, it's probably like a 66. It's like, all right, so they're basically, RogerEbert.com gives it 3 stars. So it's like, oh boy, it's like, I guess I'm just not going to be that impressed by this movie. Yeah, well, you're wrong. The freaking movie was awesome. I know that sounds weird for some tarot reading guy to say it, but I loved Wicked for Good. I thought it tied everything up beautifully. I thought it was thunderous the way they did it. I loved the setup, the music, everything. I just loved the whole thing. I love the experience. I'm going to go back and watch the whole thing again. I want to go to Prime and watch Wicked, and then watch Wicked for Good again, because I just want to have the whole experience. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen ever. It's been a long time since I've been moved that much by a movie. I was even misty. So it's like, but that thing only gets 66%. Meanwhile, you go to Zootopia 2 and it gets 92, and Ace of Cups is new love after that, the happiness here. Let's just do a quick recap since I got 6 cards out. You got some sort of following your gut, listen to yourself, your instincts. If you do, you will have peace between battles. A plan is what you're trying to work on, but remember, if you have a plan, never to rely on it. Always let it be flexible as possible. The world will be yours as a result of this plan. The happiness will come as a result of this reading, as you're watching me and listening to me prattle on about the crap I care about, and the Ace of Cups comes on the other side of it for new love. Very special. And we'll just put those together like this and just continue on with the reading as I go until I get tired of talking. So Zootopia 2, it's a mess. I really didn't care for it. It's first thing I noticed right off the bat before we even get started is it's in hyperspace. It's in hyper speed, however you want to say it. Didn't slow down for a second. You just assume we know all these characters and shit, so we're just going to put them all together and just roll as fast as we possibly can. And I don't understand I don't understand where the writing came from. I don't understand why anybody came up with it. It's just a mess. I just thought the whole thing was a horrible mess. And this idea of nostalgia, when I watched Tron Legacy the first time, that's what killed it for me. It's been 30 years since I'd seen Tron, and Tron was the first movie I saw in the movie theater. It was a bonding moment for me and my father because I was the only one of his children that would sit and watch the movie. And when I saw the light cycles for the first time, I was absolutely floored. I mean, to watch the light cycle routine on the big screen, I'm never going to forget it, probably, unless I get Alzheimer's. But anyway, it's supposed to be a joke. Don't flip out. But anyway, like, it started my love of movies. I wanted to go to movies all the time, and I didn't bother my father because I was so overwhelmed by everything I saw on the screen. I was just blown away. E.T. and Star Wars and all the other things that I could see on the screen. So the idea that I was talking about Tron Legacy. The thing was, when I watched it 30 years later, I was expecting, my ex at the time told me, it's like, I put so much on it. I said to myself, this movie has to be amazing. It has to blow me away. It has to be whatever. Because it's like, it's a sequel to the first movie I ever fucking saw. Ugh, I gotta stop swearing. It's a sequel to the first movie that I saw in the theaters. So my brain was like, it's got to build it up to be this monumental explosion of joy and happiness, and it's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I'm going to be awesome. And I hated it. I saw Tron Legacy the first time, and I absolutely despised it. I couldn't stand it. And one of the things that bothered me in the movie, the first time, there's more to that in a second, but the first thing that bothered me in the movie was all the goddamn nostalgia. Okay, I'm just going to keep swearing, because I like swearing, and it's not fair that I can't swear. This thing isn't supposed to be for kids anyway, so swearing I will do. You don't like it? Come on, man, seriously? Page of Cups for Innocence on the other side of that Ace of Cups, which just means you're going to have the Ace of Cups, the new love, whatever it is you're going to find is going to make you feel like a kid again. It's the nostalgia. I don't understand why there has to be so much nostalgia. I don't get it. It doesn't matter. Like, the best nostalgia I've ever seen for a movie that I've seen in modern times is Blade Runner 2049, because every single aspect of the nostalgia is not in the movie just to make you go, oh, wow, look at that. Wow. It actually has a purpose. Dennis V, I am not going to say his last name because I'm never going to get that thing right. No respect, no disrespect to you, Dennis, by the way. You're an amazing, amazing filmmaker. I love your stuff. You're incredible. I just can't pronounce your last name for the life of me. And I mean no disrespect by that. Blade Runner 2049 is one of the coolest, which is one of the most amazing films I've ever seen, especially to come off of, I'm not going to get his name right now because I'm drawing a gray area in my brain about it. The original director of Blade Runner. To take his world and then go to Ridley Scott. To take his world and then make a sequel is amazing as you did. You took the world that he had and you extended it. You just made a movie about it, and you were so respectful to it and so saluted about it, and you didn't spend any time. There's nostalgia bits in it, like the Atari sign and stuff like that, but it's part of the atmosphere. It's not something we're just going, oh, you remember that? Oh, you remember that? No, it's actually part of the movie. It has a purpose for being there. That's the difference. That's all it is. That's what makes all the difference in the world. What is this nostalgia crap? Oh, hey, by the way, there's Wesley, there's Weaselton, the Weasel guy, right? And here's a bunch of videos he's still selling to give you an idea what's coming up next. One of them was Indiana Jones on there, which I don't even know. I probably should go back and look at it again to see what the hell the thing was talking about, but just unnecessary stuff that do you remember this? And the thing is, I wouldn't be so mad about it if it wasn't for one glaring thing that matters, okay? We have streaming services. You can watch Zootopia on Disney Plus any goddamn time you want. It's not a big deal. Why would you go out to see Zootopia 2? If you haven't seen Zootopia in a while, you go see Zootopia. You see Zootopia on Disney Plus, and then you go to see Zootopia 2 in the theater. If you don't have Disney Plus, I guess it makes sense. Maybe you'd be a little lost, but it's so stupid. I just don't understand why you're just going, well, hey, you remember this? Because that's all it is. Everything is just, hey, you remember that? Oh, do you remember this? Oh, do you remember that? Oh, God. You remember this? Yes. Yes, I do. I do remember it. You don't need to remind me. I've watched it 50 fucking times. Nine of Cups. Make a wish and your wish shall be granted, which is exceptional on the other side of all this since you've already got love in the world and everything else. But you're rolling. Rolling for you are. So, yeah, it's really cool. Why do you need to have so much nostalgia in these movies? And Tron Legacy is fucking loaded with it. Oh, my God. From the Dumont sign on top of his little shack. Dumont in the front of the Tron. Yeah. Oh, wow. To Flynn's office with his little game. It's got to be sitting there because nobody would have picked it up and moved it. And to, what was the other big one that really bothered me? Oh, the big red door. Yeah. Big red door in the original Tron. It took friggin' 20 minutes for this stupid thing to open. I mean, they made the joke about it because it was like, that is a big door. I never looked it up. I should Google it. Where the hell did they actually film this movie? Because it's like that door looks like it was for NORAD or some shit. It's like that door it takes forever to go, and the goddamn thing is ridiculously slow. It's like you can't blow through this thing. If somebody was going to hit a rocket launcher, it would just bounce off or something. It's crazy. So, but then the remake, or not the remake, the sequel, they do Tron Legacy. He does this little thing, and it's just like, ching. It's this little wedge of a door that looks like it's got some strength to it, but it just pops open as a boop, like that. It's like this big. It's just boop, not this fucking big like the first one was, like a wedge of friggin' cheddar cheese. This thing is like a slice, and it's just boop. And he's just like, now that is a big door, and we're all supposed to go, see, it's because they did, faith. You'll need faith after you have it, or you'll be thankful, actually. I think this has to do with gratefulness. This is just, especially with the image, this is you just being grateful for all the things you're getting as a result of this reading. So, hey, maybe this is rating as a reward for you for listening to my shit. Like you're actually sitting there listening to this whole video, and as a result, you get to reading. I would love to believe that. That would be sweet. Oh my God! So, watching Tron Legacy the first time, I hated it. I really just hated it. I thought it was terrible because I hated all the references. I hated all the nostalgia bait. I hated the constant thing because I already knew what it was. I already knew it all. It was all in my head. It was already there. If you love a movie this as much as I do, you sit there and watch it 20 times. So it's like, it's all in my head. Reminding me it's there only shatters the suspension of disbelief, which is what's crucial for movies. The whole thing is you're supposed to care about the characters and get emotionally involved when your brain literally goes into kind of like a sleep. You watch something and then you get involved. You suddenly care about these people. And there's a separation between logic and reason and immersion. Because your brains should be able to say, that's just Ryan Gosling on Blade Runner 2049. Who cares if he dies at the end? He's not really, Ryan Gosling's not really dead. But you don't get that. You're immersed because this poor bastard went to all this trouble just to get Deckard back to his daughter. It's like, just, you care. It wrenches your heart. It's just, why do you care though? I mean, you shouldn't. Like, right? These people they're just actors. It doesn't matter. They're not really dying. None of this shit's real. Everything you see on the screen doesn't matter. It's all CGI and fake sets and all the rest of it. So why should you care? But we do. If you do it right, we do. So it's immersion. Suspension of disbelief. So I do not want to be constantly reminded all the time about the fact that I'm watching a goddamn movie. And Zootopia 2 is loaded with it. Oh boy, it's just loaded with it. From meeting the mafia boss to even fucking, what's his name? Clawhauser's. Although at least his was sort of amusing because he was actually in the movie for some purpose. He was only in for one season, one scene. Or Flash, right? Gotta have the joke about Flash driving his car super fast so we can have him in one scene. It's like, and then my favorite part, and this is spoilers for Zootopia 2, so if you want to skip past this, I'm almost done with it. The idea that they make a mistake, Nick makes a mistake on their escape, and he frees all the criminals. It's like, what the fuck is this? And gets no punishment for it. I'm a new cop, and I just freed all the freaking criminals in Zootopia, but oops, whoopsie daisy. Oh well, Bogo's out, so he won't mind too much. Can you imagine what his face must look like when he gets back to work? For the guy that doesn't care, remember that? Because he doesn't give a shit about Zootopia 1, so it's like, he doesn't care, and now the city's filled with criminals. Everybody he ever locked up is now running around. That should make him very happy, don't you think? His recovery should be excellent. And if they covered this at the end of the movie where they did like an after scene or whatever, I didn't see it. I couldn't stand the movie. As soon as it got to Shakira's part, I actually shut it off because I was just angry. Because I'm tired of stuff being so screwed up. And especially, and well, we'll get to that in a second, but Queen of Swords, feminine energy. If you are of feminine energy, you become the Queen of Swords. If you are not, then you have masculine energy, you encounter the Queen of Swords, and it's all positive. And the reason why it makes me angry, getting back to the point of Zootopia 2, is there's no goddamn way it's a 92% movie. And the fact that now we're in this new age where it's like, okay, so we're just going to make everything seem like it's all 90% and 92%. It's really good because we want to sell this shit. Because ultimately, it's what it always comes down to is just money. We need to sell this shit, so we're going to do it. And if the fans actually, like me, for example, sit there and say, okay, so the movie sucks. It's really terrible. When everybody else is saying it's good, you attack me. I'm under fire for saying it sucks. As if you're all just saying, it reminds me of Picard, Jean-Luc Picard, in that episode of Star Trek The Next Generation where, although it pisses me off that they invade Cardassian space without reason, oh, they might have a weapon, so we need to go invade. It's like, yes, that goes against pretty much everything the Federation stands for, but whatever. Guess I sound like quite the nerd right now. Oh, well, I hate labels. I just enjoy stories, and they're good stories. So, whatever. But the thing is, like, in this scene, if you don't know, he's tortured. It's Brent Spiner, or not Brent Spiner. It's David Warner, the legendary David Warner, the underrated, fucking incredible David Warner. I love him so much. First time I saw him act, I think it was the first time I saw him was in Time After Time, and I absolutely love that movie. Time After Time is H.G. Wells versus Jack the Ripper in 1979 San Francisco. It sounds goofy, but it's not. It's basically a popcorn movie, but I don't care. I loved it when I was a kid. Absolutely fell for it, and ever since then, I've loved David Warner. I think he's an amazing actor. God rest his soul. He was an amazing actor. He's not with us anymore, but he was amazing. And anyway, in this scene, it's David Warner versus Patrick Stewart, and that's nothing. It just doesn't matter. I mean, to watch these two amazing actors just thunderously attacking one another, because he's supposed to be, David Warner's the Cardassian, Patrick is Jean-Luc Picard, of course, and he just tortures him. Mentally, physically, and everything. Tortures him. And the concept is based on the simple thing that just 4 lights behind David Warner, and he turns them on. They're basically halogens. And he sits there and he says, how many lights are there? And Picard says 4. And he says, I don't understand how you can be so wrong. There's 5 lights up there. And he just tortures him. And he keeps torturing him. And he keeps torturing him. And he keeps torturing him. And keeps turning the lights on. And says, how many lights are there? And so he says 4. He gets more torture. So eventually, like, as he's buckling him, like he's beating him. He's wearing him down. Nobody can take this shit for too long. They rescue him at the end, blah, blah, blah. All the rest of it, spoiler alert, whatever. But the thing that chills your bones is when he's talking to Deanna as he's sitting there talking about it, and he says, you know, at the last second, just he's sitting there threatening, saying, you know, how many lights do you see? After he told him that the Enterprise was burning and he was stuck in Cardassia forever, he sat there and he said, you know, how many lights do you see? And in the show, he screams out 4 lights in his dry, raspy voice because he hasn't drank anything in a couple of days. But when he's sitting with the counselor, he sits there and he says, she's like, you didn't tell him? And he's like, no. He's like, but I was going to. I was going to say anything because I just couldn't take it anymore. But what caught my attention, what was most scary, was the fact that I actually did see 5 lights. 2 of Cups. Romance on the other side of that Ace of Cups. So maybe romance to or from the Queen of Swords as you go. The reason why I bring it up is, in my opinion, and this is not an unpopular opinion, and I'm sure I'm going to get some crap for this, but in my opinion, to force people to believe that things are good when they're not, and to force people to believe they're not when they are, because you don't like the way things turned out and profit is the only thing you care about, is the same thing. You're basically just saying, you're trying to make sure that everybody that has any kind of criticism to the shit that you don't like is thwarted or beaten before they get a chance, because that way you can get your money. And that's what it all comes down to. You don't even care about, like, Hollywood doesn't even care about, or whatever, what creators are out there. They seem to not care about story anymore. They don't care about whether or not they're making art. They just want to make money. So it's like, it's such a strange tactic to try to use abuse as a way of getting your money. It's like, gaslighting is such a goddamn trend right now, and I hate the fact that everybody just jumped on this trend. They love it. Everybody's gaslighting each other left, right, and indifferent. It's a fad. The idea is, I can make you believe whatever I want if I just make you feel like you're crazy. And it's like, well, why, I don't know why people don't care about this, but it's really horrible. This is like demon shit. This is like, making somebody believe they're crazy is not a good thing. It's just not, it's not some trivial thing either. You're questioning people. You're forcing them to question their reality. It weakens their confidence. It damages their intelligence. You're really legitimately hurting these people very seriously by gaslighting them for whatever your fucking means are, whatever goal you're trying to get. It's not cool. It's not okay. Not even, not being the measure of the imagination. And the idea that you're going to, because it's the same thing with Picard. That was the whole point. He just browbeat him to death until he finally was willing to admit it. He was willing to believe whatever the hell he told him. And that's what you're doing by doing this. It's like if you sit there and say, it's 92%, so Zootopia 2 is 92%, and me sitting here saying it's not, well, there has to be something wrong with me. I must be having mental problems. I must, it's my age, or my sexual preference, or because I'm wearing a gray shirt today. Like, just, it's wrong to browbeat me just because my opinion is the movie's not that good. Because you're literally, it's not the fact you're disagreeing with me, you're literally telling me I'm wrong. You're saying, okay, you know what? What do you see? I see the Six of Pentacles. Or, excuse me, I see the world. That's what I should say. I see the world. Well, you're wrong. That's death. What are you talking about? It's not death. It's right there. Oh, no, no, this is death. See? Death. And just browbeat the hell out of me and keep me in one place and just argue with me and argue with me, argue with me, until I'm going to be tempted to just say, yeah, it's death, fine, just to shut you up and leave me alone. And that's the point. So you want people to just believe this shit's good so they'll buy it without caring whether or not it is good, because that way you get your money. It's a serious problem. Which is why we have The Hunt for Gollum, which is why we have Animal Farm, which is why we keep going backward. Even Star Trek. Everybody got so excited about Star Trek because they're going to get rid of Kurtzman and say that Kurtzman and Star Trek is going to be written off and we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. But the first thing they're going to do is make a story about what Kirk's first year of being in command was like. And it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't understand why. Like, why? We just keep going backward. Everything in this country actually feels like we're going backward. We're losing everything. So everything we've ever built got to this point, and it's all just suddenly just, it's almost like time has stopped, and we were running really fast, and we were going really hard and all the rest of it, and then we just hit a cliff. And we don't know how to get over the cliff. And we're just sitting at the edge of the cliff going, and we're looking at each other with our cell phones and shit going, you know, so how do we get over the cliff? And nobody knows. They're all looking at the cell phone the same way going, I don't know. I don't know. We're just looking pretty good. It's pretty though. Look, see, it's pretty. It's like somewhere along the line we lost our way, obviously, overall in every conceivable way. And greed's most of it, like, because greed is not just some. It's not just a deadly sin. Greed is a mental disorder. It's addiction. If you can be addicted to sex, you can be addicted to greed. It's not greed. Isn't you're not addicted to greed? You're addicted to more. That's all greed is. You just want more. No matter what you want to get, you're not happy. You just have to have more. The way it's the equivalent of another source of gambling or some other source of addiction that I've noticed because I used to work in a casino for 11 years. Gambling addiction. I'll tell you about that in a second. Ten of Wands here is a burden that's going to be released. Actually, in this case, it's mixed. Because your romance and everything with the Queen of Swords and all the rest of it, this is mixed energy. Because you have both. It's basically, you'll have burdens, you lose burdens, you have burdens. It's tricky because relationships are tough. Especially ones that have to do with love. Because love is chaotic. What was I talking about? This idea that we're going over the edge, the idea that we don't know what we're doing, we're losing everything. It's systemic. It goes across the entire country. It's involved in every institution we have. It's involved in everything we have. Nobody wants to hear this stuff, so by now you've probably turned off the video. But well, I lost my way, so I can't stop it and go back and figure it out. So I'm just gonna have to let it go. But it does concern me though, because you have no right telling me what my perception is wrong. You have no right to say what you perceive as is just incorrect. And it's a bad thing to do to people because you, like I said, you shatter their confidence. If you don't have any confidence, you don't believe in yourself. If you shatter my intelligence, I can't trust my intelligence, and I'm just as stupid as everybody else is. So you've done it. You're browbeating me into submission. I can't fight you anymore, and that's what it's about. And if we're going to do that with our art, I mean, the problem is we seem to be doing that with everything now. It won't be too long before everything else is just going to fall in line. And I wish somebody would stop telling everybody in America the same goddamn thing where it's just like, you need to do something about it, because everybody getting together and protesting hasn't slowed Donald Trump down in one bit. Nothing has slowed him down. He hasn't even taken a moment or stumbled. He's flying as fast as he can and screwing things over as hard as he can. He doesn't care if we protest. And I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. I keep thinking everybody wants to talk about Adolf Hitler and what it meant for Germany and all the rest of it, but the thing is, I think we owe the Germans I think we owe them an apology, because the idea that it seems to be that it's inevitable. Like, there's nothing you can do about it when a leader like this comes into power. It seems like it's almost happening for a reason, like some sort of terrible reason, some sort of disaster is waiting for us on the other end, because this guy is just... And the worst part is, I wish these people would understand the simplest thing in the world. It's like, you are going to lose. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I bet you that I don't have to bet you. History's repeated itself 100 times. You're going to lose. All you've done is just help a madman destroy things. I don't know why you think you're immune to it or why you think you're going to get something out of it, but in the end, you'll be just as screwed as everybody else. I don't know how you can not see that. And it doesn't make any difference which side of the fence you're on. You're a Democrat, you're a Republican, you're MAGA, you're not. It's like we're all in the same boat and we're all screwed. And if you can't see it, it's like, why? Why can't you see it? Like, don't you understand? The question I have is, what can we possibly do about it? I don't know if we can. I think we're just screwed. Which doesn't sound very uplifting, but I just don't see how we're going to get out of this, because I just don't know what could possibly save us at this point. Eight of Cups comes from Wanderlust, which kind of reinforces everything I'm saying right now. Isn't it fun when the cards reflect what I'm saying? Yeah? So then you have the burdens reflected back and forth and all the rest of it. The Wanderlust suggests that you'll be lusting for wandering because of the relationship that you're in. So I guess the cards are taking a negative turn here. Let's do another one just for fun. Strength is what you'll need to persevere, because you got to stick it out. You can't just quit every time the road gets bumpy. That's another thing about people. So, original Zootopia was amazing because it was a story that was available on 2 levels. Kids could watch it and just get happy with the animals having their fun, whatever, the music, the fun, and all the rest of it. And on the top of it, there was something about adults, something for the adults that had to do with prejudice. And that's why it worked. And the immediate argument is that Zootopia has none of that, and it doesn't. But it's not just that. It's the idea that it's going so fast, so hard, so quickly that it doesn't slow down long enough to make anybody understand anything about the character. You don't have the time to sit there and really. Character development is something that's in danger because we're not spending a lot of time doing it in anything. We're in such a hurry to try to get things out and try to finish the job as fast as we can. We don't care about its quality. This is the problem with like Starfleet Academy, for example. The idea that we're going to have all these characters and we're just going to have their own personalities and they're going to be crying about how unfortunate they are and the rest of it, but we're not really going to flesh out their characters and show what they can actually do, which is something Star Trek's done forever. Like, you show these characters for what their skills are. What can they do? And I'm not blaming I can't blame the actors, and I can blame the writers. I can blame the producers. There's a lot to blame there. But I think it's systemic. I think this whole thing is systemic. You can just see everything's crumbling. All I can do is pray for some sort of deliverance out of this. I mean, hey, you know what? Let's have some fun with that. Are we going to be okay? Ultimately, are we going to be okay? And that does not mean it's going to negate everything I just said. We're going to just, none of the things that we're not facing any kind of a crisis and things aren't going good. It's like, yes, you're lying. Of course, they're going to have a crisis of some sort. But the question is whether or not we're going to be okay. Can we actually see our way through it? Can we find our way through it? And do better than what history did, which is basically crumble. Because that's what we're facing. So can we do better than what, like, say, Germany did, where Germany just fell apart? Can we do better than that? Start with the Queen of Cups. Feminine energy. If you are feminine energy, it's about love. And if you're masculine energy, it's about love. And the other way. I don't know what the hell it has to do with this, but Eight of Swords is holding ourselves back. Wow, there's hope there, because it suggests there is something we can do. It's just a matter of getting out of our own way to do it. King of Pentacles comes on the other side of the Queen of Cups for the great provider, which suggests that, and I think that's Donald Trump himself, so it's like it's looking at his fall is coming, because it's the difference between this time and last time is that everybody's going to, especially when you watch like Iran's videos and whatnot, the idea is that I love the fact that Iran videos are saying, Americans, we love you, we just don't like them, because it suggests we have help. So if there's people that are going to be like, okay, knock this shit off, seriously, they're not going to let us do this over again, if that makes any sense. Wheel of Fortune comes, which is going to turn things around, apparently. Strength is what we'll need to be able to see through what's coming, because change is always a pain in the butt. Strongest thing is the Emperor, which suggests some sort of hope coming from out of nowhere that's going to take over and lead the way, which is really cool, because we definitely need it. It doesn't have to be a man either. It can necessarily be anything. And the Six of Pentacles is generosity from the universe. So there you go. Maybe I was worried for nothing. Not because there isn't change going to happen and things aren't going to be disrupted, because they are, but just because in the end there are forces at work that are stronger, that are mysterious, more mysterious than us, that are going to have some hand in this, and ultimately we'll finally learn from history, which is a good thing, because we're going to have to. Because somebody ought to at some point. Eight of Swords, unsurprisingly, for getting out of our own ways. Using yesterday as an excuse for what we do today. That shit got to stop. I'm almost at the end here. I just wanted to talk about that because it's concerning me. It bothers me. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that, and I don't like money. I keep trying to like come up with some way to like money, but it just don't. Money is what's holding me back here, because I can't get anybody, no matter what I offer. And I'm not trying to whine. This is the truth. And no matter what I offer, I can't get anybody I can't get new clients. I don't know why it's so hard. I offered free readings, and I had plenty of clients on that as long as I was doing it free, but nobody wants to follow up. I made discounts for the people that got free readings, and I can't right now. We're broke. Okay. Then I lowered it to $20 and said $20 for basically everybody, for new customers, whatever. And I even made it flexible, so it's like, okay, we can make a deal, whatever you can afford right now. And they'll do it. But I guess the problem here is my services have to do with entertainment instead of, it's a shame because I don't think it's entertainment, because I'm pretty accurate. So it's like I'm changing people's lives by doing this stuff. I can get you through stuff, but it's just entertainment. So if it's just entertainment, I guess I need to put on a funny hat and offer t-shirts and whatnot, and then things will change. Oh well, I've decided to just let God take care of this, so the universe will just guide me to where I'm supposed to go, and hopefully I'll figure this out. But anyway, all that said and done, let's finish out this reading. After that, getting out of your own way thing, some sort of authority and leadership comes into play, which looks like it gets in your way, so to speak, but to overcome it, maybe. The Nine of Pentacles for options, which you'll have to get through it. And then ultimately, a shift in materialism positive. So there you go. It's all going to be okay. What's the point of this whole thing? Why did I bring it up and all the rest of it? I brought it up for a very simple reason that you'll understand if you watch this video all the way through. And if you did, I thank you for it. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And remember that your past does not determine your future. But the thing that's most important I want you to take away from this is this. And if you want to watch that episode, it's called, I think it's called Chain of Command, I think. It's a two-parter, Chain of Command, but you can look it up. Especially since the dude from RoboCop, the bad guy, was the Captain Jellicoe. He's the one that took over the Enterprise while Picard was doing his infiltration, which still pisses me off to this day because the Federation shouldn't be doing that shit, but whatever. That's my last thing to take from this. The thing that's most important is to understand, no matter what happens, no matter how hard this gets, no matter what you want to tell me, no matter what anybody wants to tell you, no matter what anybody wants to make you believe because of whatever purpose that they're at and whatever label they want to use on you or any kind of move that they're trying to make your life miserable, remember the following. There is, and there always will be four lights.